posted a picture of. That's Tsukasa. Really? That's me? And that's Miyuki-san. I guess you sort of got the feel for her. This is Kagami. Oh, I breathe fire, huh? It's the spitting image of you, isn't it? What a scary little girl. How frightening. Would you cut it out already?
Hi, Loa here. This is another update video on my digital literacy project. In this video, I will show you the basics of Photoshop as well as the tools and options necessary to begin working on some original artwork. Now, after looking on various tutorials and trying to recall my basic understanding of Photoshop from high school, mostly the cut and paste techniques, I have here original work from the series Lucky Star that I created myself. So far, I have only painted one of the girls, Konata. Hopefully by the next time we meet, I might get finished on the next two girls. Now, let's get started. On the left side, right here, you have your basic tools. You have your move tool, that's self-explanatory, moves the image and certain properties. The rectangular mark tool is used to select an area, and then you're able to manipulate anything within that area. Then the next thing you have is the the lasso tool, which is like the mark tool, but then it's more specialized in a way where you get to create the shape that you want to make. See right there? The magic wand tool is sort of like a shortcut where you click anywhere on the page, and then that area right there is selected. Like right here, I selected a piece of Konata's hair. Then you have the eyedropper tool, which is useful for painting because when you hover over a color, it picks that color and it's shown right here. Then you have the patch tool, and the most important one, the brush tool, which is what you'll be using most of the time. Then you have your stamp tool that is a useful brush in a way where you press Alt and select an area, and then wherever you paint that area, the area will be shown. Like here, since I picked Konata's hair, the area will be blue. Then the history brush, where depending on the area that you brush, because when you're painting, you'll be using a variety of brushes. Click in the area, and then it will pick that brush that you used for that area. The eraser tool is self-explanatory, where you just basically just erase a part of the area. The gradient tool, you're not going to use it much unless you want to utilize it, integrate it into your art technique. Gradient is just basically a mixture of two colors that transitions really well. Then you have the blur tool, which is a helpful tool that helps blur the rough edges. It helped me create this painting by making it not look so rough. Then you have the dodge tool, which is used to burn or darken certain parts of the area that you want. This is the zoom tool, which allows you to zoom in and then zoom out. Good for getting those extra details. These two colors, the blue one is your main color, while the red one is your background color, which is mostly used for your gradient. So if you want to ever use your gradient, make sure you use these tools. Then moving on to the next part, we have layers. Layers is a way to keep your workspace and your art or work, whatever you're working on, organized. Now right here I have a bunch of different layers because each layer is specified to do a specific job and to help me keep me organized. I labeled these layers, such as for the Konata drawing, under the Konata folder. I put eyes. That these things that will, if I click on them, will make them disappear or invisible, the line art, the shading and lighting, and then the color, then the background color, and then the original background or drawing. Then moving on to what will be most important to you when you're trying to create an original piece is the brush tool. Right here is the brush tab, which can be opened up from selecting Windows and pressing brush presets. Right here is the brush presets, and then these last three tools right here are the ones that I use mostly to help me create these pieces of work. This one is used to help me color in, being all round and stuff. This one is used to be more detailed and create the line art. And this one is used to give in that extra detail to the shading. Now with the brushes, we have the swatches, which is basically the color palette. The color palette is what it sounds, where you have a variety of different colors and you select one of them. And then the last ones right here are the ones that I primarily use to create the picture for Konata. And then to play around with the colors, you go click on the tab next to it and select what kind of color that you want. Then on top of here, you have opacity and flow. Opacity is when you use your brush, it will show how faded it is or how transparent it is. Let me give you an example. Right here is 100% opacity. Right here is 20% opacity. See the difference? One's more transparent than the other. Then you have flow, which is like basically what it sounds like, the flow of the brush. So when you paint, you could either make it consistent or not. Have a really low flow, so the brush will be sort of light and sort of faded, but when you color over it, it'll be a lot more darker. I painted the girl Konata, so hopefully by the next video I'll get to drawing Kagami and Tsukasa with the brushes that I used and create new layers specifically named for those two girls. So I hope you enjoy my video and wish me luck on the next time we meet. Thank you. See you later.